has always been to, give away my stuff for free, and here is I'm actually able to do that. So that's really exciting for me. I make games I don't make them for money because of money. I do it that's kind of a side effect of what I do. I do it because I want to create great games and people enjoy it and have a good time, and so here's an opportunity to do that and put it all together. And we're really proud of the way it's going. We're really excited to be offering this, and to play the entire game for free is really, really exciting.
Like, if you checked my videos, I'm an extremely competitive player. I love to break world records, to break the game, to play extremely hard games, to do the crazy stuff. Will I be able to do this in this experience?
Oh, absolutely. There's going to be all sorts of really crazy stuff. There are a lot of difficulties. There's a lot of challenges that are not just for you, but take entire groups of people to bring down some of the bosses and stuff. So I think that there's a lot of opportunity to do a bunch of group activities and things that are very difficult.
That's really cool. Like, what is it like? Is there also like in Diablo different levels? Like you have to replay the game completely on Hell, on Inferno, on.
Yeah, difficulty levels are something that we are definitely contemplating. We think that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and what's the highest level that you can achieve in?
We haven't set it in stone yet, so I would hate to say what it is, but it is the actual level cap. As we get closer to finaling the game, then we'll be able to set that in stone.
And how much?
But it'll be pretty high. It'll take a while to get there.
Yeah. Like, do you know how long it would take to level from 1 to the max level? What's the idea behind it?
The idea is it's going to take quite a few hours. I would say, many hundreds of hours to get to the level cap.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, with Diablo 3, like, what you had a lot was leveling abuse, where you could just level from 1 to 16 like half an hour, and like just by running higher instances with lower levels. Do you get like how flexible are you in that regards when it comes to like leveling? Can you just get boosted by your friends, or is it like
no, you can get somewhat boosted by your friends, but not much. When you're in a party, you will level slightly faster than you would solo, but we're going to put in a bunch of experience modifications based on level ranges and stuff like that, so that you can't be super twinked and get up to the level cap extremely quickly. We want to make sure that everybody has to play through an experience that it's challenging to get to the level cap.
There's a question. I had a discussion with Reese earlier today, and it's something I just wonder, like, you as a developer, how you guys cope with this. Like, what I've experienced is that there is a lot of awesome games, and even a lot of free-to-play awesome games. And the thing is that, like, what you have a lot lately, what I experience, is that it's more like, it's not like, how do you try to cope with the oversaturation of the gaming industry, where to get a big crowd, most of the time, you almost need to have a big name or a big title in order to like get people's interest. How do you want to get people's interest in this game, even if it would be, awesome?
Well, first and foremost is make an awesome game, because if you make an awesome game, then people will hear about it. Everybody, that just kind of works. The community will start evangelizing your own game and say, I'm having a really good time playing this, and my friends should play it too. So number one thing is that we need to make a great game. Secondly, I think that's one of the powers of the Marvel license. The fact is that a lot of people have heard of Marvel, are familiar with Marvel, and Marvel is really at an all-time high as an IP with the Avengers movies and more movies coming out all the time. And I think that it's a very attractive IP for a lot of people to participate in. And so I think that helps as well. And then I also feel like giving an experience that really has never been seen before is something that I've always been interested in. We tried to do this with Diablo 1 and Diablo 2, trying to make games that nobody had really played before, different styles, and here is, you know, an action RPG MMO, real time, lots of people running around, tons of enemies. Have you ever seen an MMO run this kind of smooth with, you know, 25 enemies on the screen at the same time, bunches of people running around at the same time? The technology is really great here, and we're really excited about how we're creating a new type of experience that everybody can participate in.
It's really like I'm playing it, I'm trying it. It's really awesome. Like what about the loot system? I'm grabbing stuff. It's all bind on account. Is there like on pickup? Is there like bind? Is there like items you can sell to people? Is there going to be an economy?
There will be an economy. There is going to be trading. There are going to be plenty of items that won't be bind on pickup. As a default right now, we've made a lot of the items bind on pickup until we can kind of balance that a little better. Towards the end, we'll be able to, of the beta, we'll be able to kind of understand which items will be bind on pickup and which ones won't, so that we can create a vibrant trade economy. Yeah. But for the most part, we would like to try and have people collect the items that they get, and that means a lot of them will be a bind on pick on or bind on equip.
I see you can play here as Hulk. Can you also play as Iron Man?
Oh yeah.
And
there's Iron Man right there.
And like how much the abilities that you can use in the game, how much do they like how much do they reflect the actual abilities in the movies?
That's something that's been very important for us. We wanted to try and make sure that the characters feel like the characters in the movie, that not just the movie, but the comic books, that they have the same kind of powers that represent the spirit of that character. If you're playing as Hulk, you can pick these cars up and throw them, which is, you know, you can't as Black Panther, but that's because really cool. In the comics he's not strong enough to do those kind of things.
So everybody's going to play like Hulk. I want to pick them cars.
Which would be awesome. This is going to be the first MMO that has like thousands of Hulks walking around throwing cars at each other.
Yes, but how fun will that be? You know, that's it.
And what about
being a rampage as the Hulk will really feel great. And then like Iron Man can fly around because he can fly in the comic books and the movies. He can do the same kind of thing here.
My God, it's like, is there going to be PvP?
That sounds like fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, like I want to see Hulk against Iron Man. So many people are saying that, like all those debates, they can actually, just try it out in the game. So is there going to be PvP?
I can neither confirm nor deny if there's going to be PvP, but I think that it would be a lot of fun to have that.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really, really intrigued by the MMO aspect, because like I see Athene playing here, and
this is all other players, right?
Exactly. That's the thing. That's what I have to keep reminding myself. Like it's already pretty impressive, but then I'm like, oh right, these are other players. This is an MMO. How does that work, for example, in terms of zoning and stuff? Do you have different servers like WoW, or do you have like more like a Guild Wars style dynamic thing going on?
It's kind of a cross between both. We will have kind of servers that you will join, and you'll be on a server. And then when you're on the server, these zones will be capped at some amount of people. Right. It's not set in stone right now. Let's say it's 50 people in this zone or 100 people in this zone, and then we'll spawn other instances of that to try and keep the gameplay fresh for as many people in the zone as possible.
That's cool. That's cool.
Just, yeah.
And the zones are randomly generated, just like they were in Diablo and Diablo 2. All the zones, the layouts are randomly generated. The enemies, when they come, what events are going on, all that kind of stuff is all completely random.
It's pretty impressive.
I'm checking here like the weapons and the martial arts. Like there is skill trees. Can you explain a little bit more about the skill trees? Like it's leveling up. You level up skills just like in Diablo 2, right?
Yes. Well, not exactly like Diablo 2, but very, very similar. It's more like Diablo 2, especially after the skill synergies came in. And so we will have the same kind of concepts. When you level up, you'll have at least 1 point, maybe possibly more points, to put into a tree to customize what skills you have, and you can build your Wolverine or your Hulk to play differently than other people. The same kind of philosophy applies in this game that I have used in my past. Like, you can play an Amazon with a bow or spear or something like that. You can play your Hulk as a rampaging, jumping Hulk, or you can play him with a bunch of buffs, or there's kind of different mechanics that you can use in each one of these. You can think of every single character that we have as a separate character class. So we've announced basically like 26 character classes at this point.
That's crazy. And I heard that like it's a free-to-play, so some will only be able to be played when you actually buy them. Some kind of like League of Legends champions.
No, all of the heroes, you will be able to attain all the heroes in the game from playing. So if you want a specific hero right now, you can buy it, but you can also obtain it in the game.
Oh, that's really cool.
Someone in the chat is asking, this is a restream, right? It's not live. We're actually live here, guys, with the developers of Marvel Heroes. This is a Diablo-like MMO. It's pretty impressive. It's in closed beta right now. It's coming out somewhere in 2013, most likely.
And like what you have in Diablo 3 is sometimes you have like a big, like really 100, like not maybe 100, but 50 mobs attacking you. Do you also have this in like where you get overwhelmed and flanked by hundreds of mobs?
Yeah, absolutely. There will be specific events that will kind of make the battles ebb and flow, and then you'll come around a corner and 100 ninjas will spawn, and you have to fight this big horde of guys.
That's really crazy.
I've never imagined a superhero game like a Marvel type superhero game with like Diablo-like gameplay, but when you talk about it like that, it actually is one of the most effective ways to make you feel like a superhero taking on such an amount of enemies and stuff. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, we think that the fit it fits very well. We're really happy with it. The hardest part has been actually doing the loot system, because it can't really have an impact on the way that your character looks, because they have set costumes. But other than that, I think that it fits very, very well. It makes you feel great. You can do all sorts of things to customize your character. There's all sorts of gameplay and powers that really show up well. And then it also, from an action RPG standpoint, there are things that these superheroes do that really aren't in other action RPGs, like flight, and that is something that you don't really see in action RPGs. So it kind of opens the door to doing a whole bunch of new kind of content.
And I just think I bounced against some elites. Are there also elites in this game?
Yes, there are random elites and champions and things like that, as well as bosses. And yeah, there's a champion right there that you can fight. And so some enemies will be hard. They have random affixes, just like that one is deadly. There are just random affixes that the mobs can take on, just like they did in Diablo 2.
And what about the story behind the game? Is there like a storyline for every single champion?
No. There are some slight modifications for the different champions and different things that they say and stuff. But for the most part, the story remains constant for the different heroes. And it centers around Dr. Doom, who is like one of the all-time classic villains in the Marvel Universe. And he has the Cosmic Cube, which is called the Tesseract from the new Avengers movies. And so he's got a hold of that device, and he's got evil plans, and you're trying to thwart him.
I've seen that. I've seen it in trailers. It looks pretty cool. I'm always very interested in the technical side of the game. I think I noticed somewhere that is this actually Unreal Engine?
Yes, that's correct. It is, and it's not. The graphics and all of the sound effects and the visual effects and all of that stuff, animation systems and whatnot, is all being run through Unreal. But underneath the hood, we had to write our own custom engine and back-end servers and things like that, because Unreal isn't really a massive multiplayer engine, but it does render all of the graphics. So it allows our pipeline to kind of work through Unreal, and that really helps us out. There's lots of people with Unreal experience in the industry that allows us to put in content quickly.
Because visually the fidelity is pretty impressive, with like lots of the effects really causing dynamic lighting to change and stuff like that. And it also, which I'm kind of happy about, doesn't at all look like your typical Unreal Engine game, because sometimes games really look unreally, but this has its own look.
Yeah, you would be surprised what Unreal can do. It's it's all in how you use it, and we're really happy with the way that we feel that we're getting a lot of benefit out of the engine, and it's displaying the graphics and the style that we would really like.
Oh, I have another question. Like Blizzard, we know that Blizzard has experimented with running Diablo on consoles because the whole playstyle kind of, in most cases, easily lends itself to controller playstyle. Any plans in that direction with Marvel Heroes?
No, there aren't any plans right now for console. One of our most requested features has been, hey, can we make it so that we could have plug in a controller and play the game? But in the end, we have not decided to do that, simply because the interface was designed for point and click. It is different from the ground up. We designed so that you select the thing that you want to click on, and then click button and it happens. And with a controller, then you would have to aim a whole bunch of things, and it makes it kind of a different gameplay. So we've designed it strictly really to use with the mouse. It could be redesigned to do other things, and there have been successful action RPGs on the console, but it's not something we're considering.
That's interesting.
And like, how does the credits work? Because I see I have credits. Does it? It just drops. Okay, it just auto. You don't have to click it. It auto grabs.
No, yeah, you can auto pick it up. You just walk over it, and it'll pick it up.
I also saw a few civilians. Is it possible to become evil as your champion? A bad superhero?
If there are villains in the game or
not,
so. But it would be fun.
Yeah, is there villains?
Like I said, we have not announced any villains that you play as at this time.
That would actually be really cool.
Yeah.
That you can actually have villains and you can really be a bad guy.
Or you could go bad, just like, of course, that's DC, but just like Superman went bad in the second movie, you go in and get drunk, and then you start killing people. That would be really good too.
Actually, like I'm right now on a map. I'm playing. Like, how do I pop up the map? How do I show up the map?
I think that in that version that you guys are playing, that the mini map that is available is just up in the upper right. It's soon one of the features that this is beta, and one of the features is going to be a full screen map that is coming.
Okay.
And so I believe that the best way that you can see it is kind of pressing the plus and minus buttons to zoom in and out on the map in the upper right.
Yeah.
Like, obviously what we're doing right now is sort of like part of getting this more exposure for a certain audience, because like what I was wondering is a lot of really hardcore, like I'll just call them hardcore gamers, they might play things like Diablo, they might play things like StarCraft, but when they hear of licensed games, a lot of those hardcore players, they tend to not pay as much attention to those. Are there any plans of doing specific things to make it very clear to that kind of audience what kind of game this is?
Well, yeah. Part of it is getting people like yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Who are the hardcore audience
Which we think is an awesome idea, by the way. That's awesome. Like, we really like that.
Yeah, and licensed games in the past have had some problems. They haven't always been super great, but we feel like we're trying to take full advantage of the license and the IP and create a great game first and foremost, and then have the IP as something that strengthens the entire experience.
Very cool. Yeah, it's very cool to see licensed games really become a lot more serious. We've seen it also with the Batman Arkham games and stuff.
Right.
And this is really impressive. I am much more impressed by this than I thought I would be thus far.
Well, thank you.
I'm owning some noobs right now in the game. Like,
yes, I think you're getting close to one of the first dungeons and bosses that you need to that you should try out. He's just up there, a little bit further.
like I'm exploring the entire map. There is not any markers on the map telling me where to go.
Actually, that is a feature that's coming soon. That will be also, there'll be an arrow kind of indicating where it is that your next main story quest is at.
Yeah. Like I'm at the moment just completely, like just killing all the mobs. If I restart this map, are they all back, or does it save the mobs that are killed?
So in these public combat zones, we have respawn, just like you would in most MMOs. In the zone, the mobs spawn over and over and over again, so that people have something to do. Right? If they didn't, the zone would get emptied very quickly. So we have the same kind of things that happen in our game, where mobs respawn in the public areas. In the private instances, you can clear them out completely, and they don't respawn.
Private instances?
Yes, and in fact, there's an instance right up here. So if you wanted to get into a group, you could group up with a couple of other people. They may send you a party invite, and you could group up and go into this little instance. It's a short instance with a boss. He's down in the subway.
Where do I get it? Like, how do I get a party invite?
Well, maybe if we could talk nicely to some of the people in the other room, maybe they'll send you one here. That's
okay. I entered the subway, by the way. It's loading now.
Yeah. So if you enter the subway, then that's the way that is a private instance. In order to go in with other people, you have to kind of accept a group invite and then go into the instance.
So basically, is it possible for me to like own them up by myself, or do I need actually people to help me out?
You can be in there by yourself. The dungeon scales, the difficulty scales based on the number of people in the party.
Oh, that's really cool.
Does it also scale based on any other things, or is there no additional scaling beyond that?
It does scale on a variety of things, so that is not the only scaling, and there are difficulties, associated with the dungeon. But to just play through the storyline, we allow people to play solo or in small parties all the way through the entire game and get to, eventually the level cap, where some of the rules slightly change.
So you can actually solo everything if you would want?
Yeah, you can solo through the entire game if you would like to.
That's cool.
What is the end game of the game?
We haven't talked about it yet, but you can kind of get some of the concepts. We've got some tricks up our sleeves. I think that we're doing a little bit different end game than most people would expect. And so I think that we will have some new types of activities to do at the end game that people really haven't thought of or experienced in other MMOs. And then we will also have things that people know and enjoy, but we haven't talked about much of those details yet.
Yeah. And is the game going to come out when it's finished? Or, because I know that sometimes there is really very strong deadlines and stuff, and some games release a little bit too early and forget about the end game and then are a little bit...
We will have an end game before we launch.
Okay. Because that is something that is that even Blizzard got wrong when they when they released Diablo. I cleared Inferno after 4 days. So there was nothing to do anymore.
Kind of hard to balance the game for you, though. To get.
Well, they couldn't make it like a very hard mode or something. I don't know.
Are you kind of hinting that you'd like the Marvel Hero developers to implement an Athene difficulty mode?
That would actually be I would love you guys for doing something like that. Doing something.
Write that down.
But I really think, I don't know why developers don't do it, but something almost close to impossible, that's something I would really love to see. I would just try and break it day in, day out.
Even if it doesn't necessarily fully make sense to have it that difficult, that's what you would like.
Yeah, I like that. So yeah. I'm here killing that boss. He's almost to kill me, but no.
We're killing Shocker.
Oh yeah.
That's one of the first things, the first bosses that you have to apprehend. Who broke out of the raft? You know, you were in the raft at the very beginning here, and this is one of the bosses that you have to.
Are all the
put
bosses actual Marvel characters, or are there
Yes.
also new characters? It's all grounded in the Marvel universe.
Absolutely.
Cool.
You know, Shocker is one of the villains, and he usually runs around with like Daredevil on that group. So he is all of the characters in the entire game are all based in Marvel lore.
Is there like a crafting system?
There is the crafting system. In fact, I noticed in your inventory that there were some of the crafting components. The crafting system is slightly changing in the new patch. I shouldn't say slightly; it's pretty radically changing. Just think Herodric Cube, and that kind of gives you an idea about the direction we're going.
Ah, that's really cool. I find it a shame that they removed it in Diablo 3. I really loved the
Diablo 2 crafting.
The Herodric Cube in Diablo 3 was awesome. I really don't know why they removed it, but yeah, like.
Right now we have a costume crafting game in this version. There are components that drop. There are all these particles. There's like 5 or 6 different particle types. You've seen them there. They have like a cyan or light blue text associated with them. And then when you go to your you can unlock patterns. They go into your library. We also have these yellow items. And so basically it's a crafting game where the stats are randomly dropped, and then the costume is in your library, and you combine what look you want with these different random stats, so you create and craft the item.
And like, how many modifiers do you have?
We have a lot of affixes. Affixes are funny. There's the right balance of affixes. It's not strictly based on the number of affixes you would ever have that make it better. It's oftentimes a delicate balance between the number of affixes and your ability to actually find what you want. So we've taken are playing with the number of affixes we have so that people actually have a chance at finding the items that they would like to find.
Yeah, I see. Like, do you also have like magic find and gold find and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Oh, I think I got out the subway here, it seems. I don't know, I just clicked something. I am back outside now.
Is there going to be an open beta, and how hard is it to get into the closed beta? Because our chat is full of people going like, so when are we going to get the beta keys?
Well, people can sign up for the beta at marvelheroes.com, and so I would encourage that first and foremost. You're not going to get in unless you sign up, and so that's step one. And then secondly, we're putting in and we're giving out keys often. And we'll be doing programs in the near future that really start to get people into the beta in kind of mass. And I would guess that after a little while, then we're going to have an open beta period before we launch.
Oh, that's really cool. Like, I just joined the party here and I see one bar here. Can I heal other players? Are there like more healing-oriented champions and more damage-oriented and tanky?
No. Like most action RPGs, everybody is responsible for their own health. So it doesn't really make as much sense. In the Marvel Universe, there aren't a whole bunch of healer characters, so it doesn't really make as much sense to go with the whole trinity of tanking, DPS, and healing. Instead, everybody's responsible for their own health. There's lots of different ways to recover it. We've got orbs and things like that, as well as health packs, and some people have abilities that allow them to heal and stuff that are appropriate to the IP, like Wolverine has a healing factor and Deadpool and things like that. So sometimes it makes sense, and when it does, they have those abilities, and but for the most part, people are responsible for themselves.
How many people can be in one party?
Technically, there isn't much. There's no real limit. I mean, there's eventually a limit. Let's say 100 or 200 or something. But we're going to balance the number of people that is really fun to play, and that's first and foremost what our concern is to how big the party will be.
Okay, so there is no set number yet.
It's not set in stone yet. Yeah, we're still playing with it. Still, I believe it's 5 in this, but we've played around with 4, 10, all sorts of numbers. So
Yeah.
we're not exactly sure where it's going to be yet.
And like another thing I wonder, how that's something that has had a big complaint in Diablo 3 is like how gear dependent is the game?
It's fairly gear dependent. Like all RPGs, you know, gear is important, but it is not. It's different in that you aren't necessarily like all of your powers don't run off of one number or something like that. That's not the way that we've designed the game at all. So. In a lot of ways, it's different than Diablo 3, but gear will be very important. A lot of times, gear will have added levels to your skills and stuff and make them more powerful, but that could appear on any piece of gear, not necessarily just one piece.
And like, just how hard is it to get it? Will you have to trade with other players to get the stuff, or will you have to find everything yourself?
There will be stuff that you can trade, and you will be able to trade some stuff. Majority of the stuff you'll probably have to find yourself, and that's really the fun of the game, is going out and finding all this loot.
Yeah. So it's not like a pay-to-win kind of game.
No. Yeah. No, you can't buy the items in the store. The things, again, for sale are mainly focused on costumes and other characters that you can unlock right away.
And you can trade with other players, like items and stuff. That is possible.
Yes, that will be possible.
Yeah.
Right now, the trading system that is in this particular build is drop the item on the floor. But
I see.
But in the end game, there's actually a trade system.
And is it like all the items are unique for when they drop?
Yes, the items are tailored. A couple notes about items. I've said this so many times, I'm not really sure if I've repeated myself here, but all of the items that are on the ground that you see on the screen are for you. They are instanced just for you. I've played way too many games of Diablo where I was the one killing everything and everybody else was picking it all up. So we've changed it this time so that what you see on your screen is for you, and we've been generous in that way.
Yeah.
So most of the items that drop on the ground will be for the character that you are currently playing, but there is a chance that the other items will drop to try and encourage trading and try and encourage you to try other characters and stuff like that.
And what is the max amount of affixes that an item can have?
I'm sorry, the maximum number of what? Affixes?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know right now. I think it's probably about 6 or so.
Yeah.
There's no technical reason it can be whatever we want.
Yeah. I just wanted to know how rare it would be to have a best in slot item. Like I know in Diablo 2, getting a best in slot is like 1 in a billion or something. What's the chances or the odds? I'm already like trying to theory craft to crack the game before it comes out. So,
yeah, that's good. So there are different levels. There's green items, blue items, purple items, orange items, and so they're more and more rare. So it's going to be very difficult. Again, the same people that did the item game for Diablo 2 are working on this game. We have a lot of the same people, and so you can kind of apply the same philosophies.
Yeah. And is there also like what is it? Followers? Can you have like a follower with you, or are you always by yourself?
We have not a follower system that, for the most part, that doesn't really apply very well in our universe. They don't have.
Unless you're Batman, you got Robin. You like.
Yes, but that's DC, not Marvel.
Yeah, but like in is there no Marvel superhero with a sidekick?
There are some, but it's pretty rare.
Yeah.
Maybe Spider-Man can have like a little pet or something. Can have like a dog with him or something.
Yeah, no, that's a whole different story. There are pets in the universe, and that sounds pretty fun.
I'm checking here. Like my backpack is filled. Is there a way to teleport to the town?
Yeah. Yes. On the panel, there's actually a town portal button. It's a little house picture. You click on that, and that'll send you right back to town.
One sec. Let me see it. Where is it?
It's on the actual control panel.
How do we get to the
Wait,
control?
here it is.
Okay. Yeah.
Power up, close up, character, body slider missing.
Body slider.
Body slider. Okay.
We're gonna body slide back to the town.
Am I recalling now? Oh, okay. You can't abuse those portals like you could in Diablo 2, I guess, where you enter in
Yeah,
each
we're
other.
trying to avoid some of the abuses with those.
Yeah. So I'm here now at the town. I can just sell some stuff. I see here plus all resistances. How many types of resistances do you have?
Right now, I think that we have 3 or 4 different types of energy and psychic and physical and those types of attacks that will be prevalent in the game. They're associated directly with the types of attacks that are in the Marvel Universe.
Verdos Caspi in the chat is asking, I think, can you ask the dev if Nightcrawler will be in the game?
So before we get into this, because this is a very common question.
Yeah.
Many people ask this: is character X in the game? All of the characters that we have announced are all the ones that if you can go to our. I believe that maybe it's even on our website, but I think we've announced 26 characters. If he's not on that list, that does not mean that they won't be in the game, but we've only announced those 26.
Okay.
I see.
And the thing is that, again, this is an MMO. We're going to be constantly adding to this game. There's going to be new places to go, new heroes to play, new things to do all the time. We're going to be constantly updating it.
Will there be like some kind of what is it? What is it, like cars, but not like
mounts?
Well, mounts is not the right word. Like things that
Transportation?
Yeah, like for example, the one that we fought had a.
Oh yeah, Green Goblin was like.
Yeah, was on a flyer. Will certain champions have their own fly things or?
Well, when it's appropriate, they will have things like that. But a lot of the heroes actually like fly on their own or something like Iron Man will fly with his jets and stuff. But we don't have a vehicle.
If I think about it, like I would love to fly. Like, is it possible for like will certain champions like be overwhelmingly picked because of a certain aspect that lacks in other champions?
Well, maybe not. We're going to try and do a lot of things that we did in Diablo 2 as well, especially with artifacts that allow you to, with artifacts, powerful artifacts in the Marvel universe allow you to do things that you normally wouldn't do, and so that can really alter the way that you play a character and do new and create new gameplay for specific characters. Maybe some missing ability would then be through the use of an artifact would be.
Okay, that would be really cool, because like I can imagine like it was a big issue also with the come of like Diablo 3. At some point, everyone was playing a Demon Hunter because it was like the most powerful champion. And I can think that if one champion could fly, I would love to be able to fly.
Yeah, indeed.
Like.
Well, it is powerful to fly, but the disadvantage of flight is that you can't attack. So, though you can get around quickly and fly over things, you can't actually, be out of reach of everybody and just kind of cheese the game.
Okay. So, you can't fly and shoot balls.
Right.
Okay. Well, it's pretty cool to just play here and try out the game as one of the first in the world. Like, is there any way that people can higher up their chances of getting a beta access, closed beta access?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things we can do is we can actually have some beta keys that we could give away.
Oh, that would be like.
That would be wonderful.
That would be wonderful because.
All right, well, we'll do that. We'll get.
Like, I'm getting stunned right now by people saying we want to play this game. We're gonna try it out. So yeah, like I would love to hook them up with some keys.
Yeah. So we'll pass some keys over right now.
Is there going to be how do you say it? Will you guys be? Yeah, but like, is there gonna be a esports around the game? Like, maybe not. Like, even if PvP is not on the table right now, maybe PvE wise, some kind of esports.
So I know a lot of the people over at Twitch. I have got a lot of friends that actually work over there, and there are a bunch of things that I think that we would like to do along those lines to promote any kind of esports in our game. I love esports. I watch them a lot. I really would like to try and encourage that in the game, and I'm a big fan of it. So we are going to make sure that we have some stuff for people to do and watch.
That would be, yeah. Like, I'm really, like, I really wonder how, like, when I played Diablo 3, and I got into it, the reason why I compare it so much with Diablo 3 is because, like, it's the crawl, like, it's one of the most known crawler games. Like, I really love to try out and break the game. And the thing is that, like, what I wonder, and sometimes I always wonder, like, is it going to be, like, will you guys make it possible to not break the game? Because it's something that really takes away the experience for a lot of people. I know when I was playing Diablo 3 at the start, like with Inferno, when the game was done so fast, a lot of people, like Blizzard also said it would take like how long? Half a year before people would finish Inferno. Mm-hmm. Like how do you guys think that you can arm yourself against abuse and those kind of things?
Well, obviously we'll be keeping a vigilant eye on everything, but we actually have some tools that will allow us to adjust stuff in a very rapid fashion when we're developing it and people are playing. And then, people really couldn't do that in Diablo 2. We've had some experience with this in the past, and we feel like even trying to play Diablo 2 rapidly and getting to 99 was a real feat in Diablo 2. It took a while, even the fastest players. And so the same kind of lessons that we learned there will apply here.
Yeah, and will you also have like some kind of crazy like 99 level, like without knowing the amount of levels, will it take 4 months or 5 months non-stop playing in order to get the highest level?
Well, I don't know if it'll be that long, but it will be a while.
And like, what about botting? Because botting is a big issue. What, like, are there ways to prevent botting in the game? Because I see it already now, people starting to run bots and destroy the economy.
Yes. Again, it's really tough to combat. Even if you combat bots, you're going to end up getting people that run through the game and find stuff to sell, and then that actually are farmers, whether or not it's bot or not. That is something that we are concerned with. It's something we're going to keep an eye on, and that's why we've kind of erred on the side of a lot of the loot and a lot of the things in the game are bind on pickup or bind on equip, so that we make sure that we keep that to a minimum.
Yeah. Like I guess bind on pickup and bind on like bind on. Whoa.
Oh, cool.
Oh, you have
cutscenes.
Cutscenes.
Yes.
It's my first cutscene.
I think we might have skipped the other ones.
There are quite a few cutscenes, but that's an example of one of them. Yes.
That's really cool. They look really cool, actually.
And is it like the people that are in your part? No, it's just like, it's not generated cutscenes, right?
Oh, that one, those in-game ones are generated right there on the fly. So if people are standing in the right places and stuff, you'll see them. And
no. He means like the cartoon cutscene, like that you have like different.
The motion comics. Yes, they are not. Again, there's about an hour's worth of these motion comics in the game. They'll tell the story, but they are centered around the story. Is very much like Diablo 2, where you didn't necessarily see your character in the story, but it told the story about what was going on.
Yeah, I see. That's pretty cool, man. Like, I'm checking out the game here.
People who are asking about beta keys, since David said they're going to be sending us some, keep an eye on our Twitter. That is at Athene LOL, Athene LOL on Twitter. I think we'll be giving out some, at least part of a few of them there.
Yeah, and how do people get more information about this game? Like, where can they get all the information on which website?
There's lots of information all over the internet on it, but mainly going to our website is the best way to do it. That's at marvelheroes.com. We also have a Facebook page. They can go there. We are constantly updating that. We have a Twitter. The Twitter is MMM Society, and then our Facebook is the Marvel Heroes page.
Yeah, for the people watching, if you guys want to check out, like, make sure to go to the website. I'm checking out here. I'm running around. I'm gonna have to teleport home. You have a countdown on the button. You can only use the portal once every 10 minutes, right?
Yes.
Okay.
By the way, David, I don't know how much time that you assigned for this. We don't want to take up too much of your schedule. And thank you, by the way, for actually allowing us to grill you so in detail about the game. It's pretty
cool.
My
pleasure. I love talking about my game.
Yeah, it's like I'll be really honest. I really love those kind of games, those hack and slash games. I think there should be more on the market, and having one free to play is it's really crazy. So I'm really digging it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna check here where I have to go.
Oh, I have a stupid little tech question. I saw, like, there's lots of barrels standing around and stuff, and this is, like, I saw when Athene walked against them, they also fall and stuff. This is typically something that is avoided in any MMO type scenario where the physics have to be tracked for all the players simultaneously. Are they instanced just for us, and is it different for other players?
No, they're actually, a lot of the stuff is kind of kept track of on some levels.
Cool.
So, yeah, it's we're really proud of the technology that we have here. Being able to run a game that can have literally thousands and thousands of enemies running around the screen on a server, at 30 frames a second is really pretty incredible.
That is amazing. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed by the technology. Indeed. As I said in the beginning, I had to actually remind myself at times that it's an MMO and that these are actually other people. That is indeed very new.
It doesn't really play like an MMO or feel like an MMO, but once you see the other people running around in there, you're like, wow, there's a lot of other people in this zone with me, and there's lots of things to do. It really creates a new gaming experience, which is really something we're excited about.
Well, I think I clicked something I wasn't allowed or something.
We're peering into some debug stuff here. we found some debug stuff.
Yeah, I was trying to wonder if I could rotate the camera around my character.
Take screenshots for when you're gonna try to break the game later.
Yeah. So, is it possible to rotate the camera?
It is not possible to rotate the camera, just like it was not possible in Diablo 1 or 2.
Yeah.
You can zoom in and out with the mouse wheel, but that's all.
Okay. Am I playing with one?
Black Panther.
Because he really looks like Batman.
He looks a little bit like Batman. That's true.
Yeah, like.
I'm not familiar with the lore of Black Panther myself either.
He's a great character that we've known. He unfortunately has not gained as much popularity as I would love for him to gain. I think that he's got kind of a cult following, in my opinion. But he's a superb character. T'Challa, he's from Wakanda. It's just great. He's just a really great character.
Will you also see, by the way, characters from, like, just in general, from other, like, outside of Marvel, the Marvel universe?
No, all the characters that will be in the game, I mean, there are 8,000 characters in the Marvel universe, so we're not going to be running out anytime soon. So we have plenty to be able to do and choose from there, so we're going to keep it with that.
Okay, that's I didn't know that.
I've heard that you're actually very, very much into Marvel, that, like, even before the game you were actually pretty very knowledgeable about the Marvel universe.
Yeah, that's I've been a big Marvel fan since I was a little kid and started reading comics, and so this is really a project that I kind of sought out. Of all the IPs that I would ever do, this is definitely one of them. So this is, you know, a little bit of a dream come true for me.
That's really, really cool.
Is there going to be like some big events planned, big launches?
Yeah, obviously we're going to treat this just like any other AAA product. Even though it's completely free, we're going to have a big launch, and we're going to, you know, it'll be widely available throughout Europe and US, and so, you know, it's going to be treated just like any of the other AAA launch that you would expect.
And will you be like, you will have a presence at all the big gaming events and such?
Yeah, absolutely. We've already been. We not only go to gaming events, but we also have gone to a bunch of like comic events as well. We've been at San Diego Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, et cetera, et cetera. We went to Gamescom this last year. We are going to be at PAX and things like that. So
we missed them at Gamescom. That's stupid. We actually.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
But it's really hard. Like when we go to Gamescom, we get swarmed so hard we cannot even walk around. I never get to see any games when I'm at Gamescom. I just have to run with my head down. But like it's yeah, I'll make sure. Like, will you be at the next? Like, which is the next event?
The next one that we will be at, I'm not sure which one that'll be.
E3?
Maybe.
E3, it's definitely a big event that's coming up. But I think that that we're going to be at PAX East is the next one.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
We probably won't be at that one, but yeah.
I'm here a little bit. No, I'm not stuck. I thought I was stuck. I actually got it here. So basically, there is one guy you have to talk to, and he teleports you to every quest you're on, I guess.
There are different characters throughout the game that will teleport you to the different regions. This guy will teleport you to the next quest, but there are other characters that you interact with to get through the game.
Okay, I see. I'm checking it out. Like, and in terms of like the look of the game and the places you can go, is there like I'm here outside? Is there also like some kind of dungeons and some dark places?
How do you subways, for example?
Yes, there are many different environments that you can play through. Some from cities to jungles to, for instance, one of the places you can go is Savage Land. And Savage Land in the Marvel universe is this jungle in the middle of Antarctica filled with dinosaurs. So
that
that's one of the places that we're going to. Yeah, so there's a lot of a huge variety of enemies, a huge variety of environments, from indoors to outdoors, city to country. I mean, almost anything you can think of.
Can you like there is something that I actually like. Is it possible to teleport to the people in your party, or do you have to run to them?
There is a teleport to your party members that actually is in the game. When you join the party, you will teleport to everybody else, but for some reason we still haven't put that in as a feature that you can click on the people and actually teleport your party.
Okay.
That is coming. That will be in by the time we launch. I guarantee it.
Okay, that's good. And what about like the do you have to level up every single... Let's say I want to play 5 different heroes of those 26. Do I have to level them all separately? Or can I switch once I hit the highest level?
You can switch at any given time. Like I've said, you can bring up your roster by hitting the T key. And then you can switch at any time to anybody else that is unlocked on your account. But each one will have to be leveled individually. You don't have like an account level. Each character has its own level.
And what's the maximum? What's the max amount of characters you can have on your account?
You can, right? Like I've said, we've announced 26 characters right now. So
no, I mean like how many can you have simultaneously on your account?
You can only have on one account right now. You can have one instance of each character.
Oh, that's 26 then.
Right. 26 characters on your account.
Okay. And like.
So you can wait. You can switch at any time. So
let me try.
Now, you can just click one.
I don't know if you have others unlocked in your account.
We haven't unlocked any. We haven't leveled anything else yet. But
and do I then on the spot change to that person, or do I just reload?
No, it's right there on the spot.
Right there on the spot.
What? So let's say I'm in a level 100 content, and I switch. I would just get insta give.
Probably. If your character was level 1.
Okay, but that's actually really cool in my opinion.
It's really cool.
So basically, I can actually, depending on the situation, I can actually just switch the superhero.
Right, exactly. And so you'll have different characters unlocked, and maybe one will perform better in some areas than others, or and whatnot. So your progress throughout the game will be on an account basis, but each and every single character can pick up wherever you are currently, and they can go back, and each character can get credit for each quest once.
But that is great. So basically what I can do is, like, I can kill a monster, and by the time it's about to die, I just switch to a one that has full magic gear, and boom, I have the best gear.
You may be able to do that. It's difficult, though, because it's a channeled ability. It takes about 2 seconds of uninterrupted damage, to switch. So you can't, like, lead with a Hulk punch and then quick switch to Iron Man and then quick switch to somebody else. It does take a couple seconds to change. But you can change out of combat, basically, very quickly.
I really like that feature. I didn't know about it. That's a cool feature. I think, like, that they should also do that in Diablo, like, in my opinion, because it gives you a reason to level other champions. Being able to just switch like that, that's really cool.
Yeah, we're excited about the feature. I don't think that anybody's ever done that before, and yet another thing that is really unique about our game.
That's really a cool feature. You should have told me, like, that's randomly that you bring it up. That's really insane. That's a sick feature. I can just switch, boom, and I'm another hero. That's really cool.
That really opens up a lot of possibilities in terms of how you combine and...
But like what it also does, which is really good, is like it balances PvP.
Really?
Because the thing is, like...
Oh, of course!
Because you can switch on like let's say you have 5v5, you can't say this one is OP because one is going to counter. You'll have to switch during the fight and stuff.
We are, of course, talking about the hypothetical PvP.
Yeah, the hypothetical PvP, yeah. But like, I'm already thinking here about some kick-ass PvP. So the final boss that I have to kill is the Doctor.
The final boss
Doomsday.
you have to kill is where? Is Dr. Doom.
Doom,
Yeah.
sorry, yeah, Doom.
Dr. Doom. Yeah, Dr. Doom.
And is there, like, this sounds like maybe a little bit premature. Is there any plans for expansions?
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's an MMO that's going to get updated all the time. We'll have new content, new heroes, new costumes, new items, new all sorts of stuff all the time. New features like, we'll put in, a new feature into crafting, or we'll put in, whatever it is, whatever you can think of, we'll put in feature after feature, enhance that are already in there.
Yeah. That's really cool. So, like, you have crafting, you have also, like, is there... like, in terms of, you only have one kind of crafting, or do you have more kind of, like, because you have jewel crafting and blacksmithing in Diablo, what do you have in this game comparable to that?
Well, our crafting system is it's undergoing a change right now, and so we will have more details on that in the future. I would expect more details be in about a month or so.
Yeah. How long does it take to develop a game like this?
This has been under development for about 3 years now. And so, it takes a little while, but we had to write all of the technology from scratch other than using the Unreal Engine to display the graphics, but all of the servers and all the technology associated with that, as well as, hire up a studio and people and get the entire design working. And the design has changed, just like this always happens whenever we're designing a game. Things change over time, so we feel that it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty rapid. There are a lot of MMOs to take a lot longer than 3 years to develop.
Yeah.
So we're kind of excited about how we've been able to perform in such a kind of short time frame.
And as one of the developers of Diablo, of the Diablo series, like, do you think that this game will have the ability to have that same nostalgic experience for people that get introduced into the genre, as Diablo 2 did, or Diablo 1?
Yeah, I mean that's part. I mean that is definitely my hope. We're hoping to get, especially a lot of people that are casual Marvel fans, have seen some of the movies and stuff like that, to get in and give this game a try. It's free. You know, there's no real barrier to entry. You might as well try it out, and then introduce them to this gaming type, which I passionately love.
Yeah. Well, I'm really looking. Yeah, I'm really looking forward. Like, I'm a very competitive player. I would love to see some awesome PvP and some serious difficulty. Like I would love that. I would really love that, because it keeps the game playing. Like there's a lot of games that don't have the end game. You end up leveling up and then you have nothing to do. Like how does it scale, by the way, in terms of like item drops? Like will you have to kill the final boss over and over again to get the best loot, or how will it work?
No, it won't necessarily be just the end boss. That bosses will have their own tables, drop tables, and so the best loot could come from anything. Just like in Diablo 2, your best chance of getting the best loot is by killing bosses, but you could happen to kill some fallen, and the thing, the thing you've been looking for pops off. It's just that's it goes.
You compare a lot with Diablo 2 instead of Diablo 3, because in Diablo 3 right now, if you want to have the best loot, you have to rinse Act 3 non-stop. That's it. That's the only thing you have to do all day long.
Well, I developed Diablo 1 and 2. I didn't develop Diablo 3, so I think the philosophies of 2 are much more in line with the way I make these games.
Like you won't have to farm the same content like in Diablo 3 with this game.
Yeah, I'm hoping to have more of a variety.
Yeah. That's really, like I said before, I really hope that I think I got a like spike, or am I? No, sorry. No. Like, I really hope that it lifts off, because, like I said, I had this discussion with Reese earlier. I think it's a really shame to see a lot of awesome games have a hard time because they don't have the, what is it, the awareness, the name awareness, the brand awareness. So I really hope that the Marvel image will introduce it to a very big audience, because sometimes you have awesome games that don't reach out that critical mass, and it's very hard to play with your friends and play with people, because not a lot of people know about it. So I really hope that the marketing will introduce it to a lot of people and stuff.
Yeah, well, I feel that community is really the key to success to any particular game. Making sure that gamers get a chance to play it, are exposed to our game, is paramount in its success. And I make this game for this audience and for gamers, and so trying to get them in and get them excited about it is kind of a mission. So seeing that industry, making sure that as many people can play this as possible. That's one of the reasons it's free too. I just don't want any kind of excuses for people not to give it a try. You spend a few minutes download.
From that standpoint, what I find,
and then now you can play.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, from that standpoint, what I find actually interesting is that, having seen the game in action for a while now, I get the feeling that it has a lot of potential in attracting very, very different audiences, because it's like very different audiences at the same time, because it's free to play, and it's also like, I'm getting the impression, because you're the guy who was one of the co-creators of Diablo and Diablo 2, that people like very competitive players, people who really like those types of games, can enjoy this. But at the same time, very young players can also enjoy this a lot, because they can play it in a very casual sense, I imagine, and have a lot of fun with that as well. I can imagine that actually opens up a big audience.
Well, I'll be really honest. Like when I was when the game was brought up to me, I was like, I have such a busy schedule and stuff. And then he was like, it's one of the co-founders of Diablo 2, and I was like, oh, okay, like bring it on. I want to try it out. It's like a no-brainer. Like immediately, I want to try it out. It's and yeah, like I can see a lot of people having that same
Yeah,
level
yeah,
of.
indeed.
It's almost like you're overrun by information in
You
a
see
way.
it in our chat even. Like the chat started very skeptical at the beginning when.
And then I said like, yeah, it's one of the founders of Diablo. Like, oh, okay, bring it on. Like, let's check out this game. So yeah, like it works really well to get the game going. And also like Ars Technica said it's one of the.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if you.
I read a really positive Ars Technica article. I think they might have also interviewed you in it. I'm not sure. That was really cool to read as well. The game's getting some pretty good buzz going for sure.
Well, thanks. That's. I'm glad that people are enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm trying it out here, and
We'll definitely make sure to give it a nice push. We'll also put a highlight reel of the live stream on our channel.
yeah, so people can check it out. And like I know every time when we put those kind of videos, we get flooded by people wanting to play it. So yeah, like go to the website and what is the chance to get a beta key if you sign up? What is the chance?
I'm not going to give exact odds, but we're going to get a lot of people through the beta. Yeah, we're going to get a lot of people. If you sign up, there's a very good chance at sometime in the next couple months that you will be able to play.
How many people are at the moment playing the closed beta?
I'm not privy to give numbers, but there are many thousands.
Yeah. And is it NDA?
It is right now, yes.
So I'm not breaking the law right now, right? By live streaming this.
No, this is just fine.
So yeah, like so if people get access, I'm just gonna repeat it. You're not allowed to stream it. Like this is like how do you say it? A privilege that
Don't copy us.
Don't copy this. Like and go like yeah, but Athene was streaming it, so like that's why I'm streaming it because I like they gave me the ability to do it. And to ask questions. So yeah, like I really hope people get access and like that I can do maybe some parties, some really nice runs, and like see how we can own it up and do some crazy stuff around it. Like I'm just owning it up right now, like just killing all them punks. I like.
Well, that is kind of trademark of my games that I make. There's lots of things to kill.
That's really cool. Like and a very big variety of any
it's a really nice variety.
It's a really nice variety. It seems that people are in the chat also liking it. They say give those keys, damn, give those keys. So yeah, we're gonna get some keys and we're gonna hand them out and see if. So am I allowed to play this game or to stream this game more or only today?
You'll have to talk to other people about that.
We'll check it out. We'll check it out.
I'm sure we could arrange something.
I'm gonna kill the hood here. He's going down. And then we're getting here close to an end. Eh?
Our time is.
Our time is almost up to showcase this game. Is there anything else you want to add? We have been asking so many questions.
No, you guys have covered it a lot here, and I appreciate that. It makes my job easier. Again, I think that the only real reminder is to go to the Marvel Heroes site and follow us on Twitter at MMM Society and go to our Facebook pages where we're going to be putting up new information. We pass out beta keys and things like that. So sign up at marvelheroes.com and kind of go from there.
Yeah, people. So you guys heard it, huh? You guys heard the man. Go and sign up marvelheroes.com and they will give out beta keys and you can play it out and try it out and own it up. Oh, I got another
cutscene here.
Another cutscene. How long is the gameplay through? Like the how long can you like go through the entire story? How long does it take?
The story content is probably on par or similar to Diablo 2.
Which is 24 hours or something?
Yeah, around that. First time playthrough is probably a little bit longer.
Yeah. So basically, like you also, and then when you're done, you can do it again and harder, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And how many difficulties are there in that? Like how many tiers?
It hasn't been set in stone yet,
Yeah.
but
Like-
it'll be plenty difficult.
Like like if I can ask one thing, add something that is really like some like insane, or you are crazy or something. And then that people, if they die, it's their own fault. They can't blame, like, something really impossible, like that you have to go with your friends and figure. Like that's something I would love. Like I've always wondered that. So yeah.
And I am sure we will make you very happy.
That's really awesome. Well, thanks a lot for your time. I'm not gonna keep
Thank
him
you.
up.
Yeah.
And yeah, for the people, go check out marvelheroes.com, and we'll also give out some beta keys if we
Yes,
get
we'll
a few.
figure out how we can do that.
And yeah, thanks. If there's anything, you got our contact, you can just contact us. And yeah, if you are at Gamescom or another event, make sure to let us know so we can so we can meet up and yeah, say hi.
That would be great. Thanks, guys.
Okay, thanks.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.
So yeah, guys, as you guys can see, pretty awesome game.
Yeah, it's actually pretty.
So yeah, guys, as you guys can see.